pile of poo. Which is might send them one in the post. As a thank you for making such an amazing game. And just go, look, your game is this good, I've actually sent it back to you, and just send them a big shite. Accurate. Can't argue with that. We will load back in. We're going to see what's happening. Have we missed anything? We've probably missed a lot of the action. Again. Absolute disaster. Thanks to this game. Being just shite. You just don't get what it's fine. Like, it's only in spectator mode. Don't get why. Very strange indeed. But we're going to go back into the. It's once again. What can we do? What can we manage? Loading complete. Here we go. What has happened? We don't know what's happened. We're going to get up a bit of data. So, back with it. Lee, Bert and Chuck are right down at the back of the grid. They've had a nightmare of a start, as is Lee, Craig and Paul. All gone down. Wanted Noob as well. Look at this. This is crazy. Look at the position changes here. Oh, Cunningham's round. Cunningham is round. But Chuck are up 9 positions. What a start. Up to P12 to P3 in 2 laps. Absolutely insane stuff from the McLaren driver. Cameron Poulter goes quick as Josh McGill then soon goes quick as they're going to be fighting for the lead. But what a rocket ship start from Checo. I want to see that from his point of view. Tiedemann is round, I think. Yes, he is. He is round. It looks like he's still got his wing. That is fortunate for him, but everyone else going up. Prodigy's dropped them way down as well into 10th. So something's happened to Prodigy as well after getting a great start and jumping Josh McGill at the beginning. Cameron Poulter's going defensive. He's trying to get out the slipstream of Josh McGill. I hope you can all hear me as well, by the way. I have got the icon flashing up at the bottom left of the screen, so that indicates I am actually talking. So I'm not talking to myself. But Bugatti and Royal Rumble going side by side. Bugatti going at the inside of the Alpine. Great move from the Aston Martin with a bit of DRS, perhaps, if it's been enabled. Josh McGill all over the back of Cameron Poulter here. He is hounding this Williams. Lieber and Chuck are both on the hard, so they've obviously pitted, by the way. Which we did miss. I'm guessing they perhaps got a bit of damage in this contact earlier on, and I'm guessing Chuck or Lieber, whoever it was, got the penalty, has served it. The DRS is now wide open for the Mercedes. Down the hangar straight he goes, but it's not going to be enough to make a move. Chuck, he's dropped off the back of these guys, but unsurprisingly, Matthew right up behind him. But then there's a big gap to AJ, the other Alfa Romeo, even not Alpine, one of two. Begins with an A anyway. Who cares? Across the line, onto lap 4 we go. Cameron Poulter still leads Josh McGill, but Josh McGill hounding him all the way. They're very, very close. In a bit of a train back here, Danny Prodigy and all going. There is Cunningham, who has gone around yet again. Unfortunate for him. There he goes. Prodigy once again. Can he make any moves? And Pretender gets a 3-second penalty for corner cut, and AJ looking very pretty in 5th on those hards, though. It has to be said at this moment in time. Cunningham still can't get in a straight line. He is really struggling to understand what a straight line is. Unfortunate for the Haas. Not been a great start for Haas, really. Prodigy had a great start, and there Cunningham goes again. I think we're going to need a spin counter. A Mazda spin counter, because at the moment I count that as 4, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Josh McGill and Cameron Poulter going side by side. We nearly missed that. Josh McGill makes the move into magazine back. Is it going to be side by side? Amazing stuff in these two. But Cameron will now have the DRS down the hangar straight. Will he be able to attack Josh McGill back again? I'm sure they're going to be burning battery. Look at the overspeed from the Williams. He's clearly got a lot lower wings. But Josh McGill has the speed and back into the lead. Cameron goes. Amazing stuff. Things you love to see in an F1 race. Absolutely cracking racing from both of these guys. Sublime, simply sublime. There's moves being made all over the place. What is going on here? The Haas goes around the outside of the Alpine with Danny in behind. Danny's going to make a move out the inside to get the undercar in. Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. But the Alpine hangs it around the outside. Amazing, amazing racing. This is what we love Mondays here for. Non-stop action from start to finish. You love to see it. Amazing, amazing stuff. I need to catch my breath and have another drink. But moving on, Matthew XY3 also over the back of Chuckle. But that battling has brought Chuckle into the fight, amazingly. So Chuckle, who was struggling to keep up with these guys, is now all over the back of them. And Danny's still all over the back of Golden Wolf. Paul, unfortunately, just lagging behind a little bit. But he's there or thereabouts. He's got Wanted Noob for company behind him. I'm going to go back with the leaders, see if there's any attack from Josh McGill coming up this lap. I'm not sure. I think maybe he's just going to sit in the DRS this time around. But yeah, these two Titans going side by side as Matthew XY3 makes a move up the inside of Chuckle. And into P3 he goes. I'm sure Chuckle's not going to be too worried. He's had such a great start. I think he's just going to be happy to be P4 at this point in time as Danny makes a move on Golden Wolf with the thanks to DRS. Tiedemann and the Pretender also trade in positions further back as the Ferrari gets past the AlphaTauri, who already has the track limits time penalty, which is not ideal. Matthew now just outside the DRS range of the top two, and Josh McGill also just struggling to stay within that DRS range. So Cameron Poulter really turning on the afterburners at this point, really giving it a bit of a push. Perhaps feeling that Mercedes breathing down his neck a bit too much and didn't like it. But yeah, Josh McGill still in the DRS zone for now. But the looks of it, perhaps running a little bit more downforce. Cameron Poulter's got the straight line speed, which is going to make it very difficult to go overtake and stick, and also to defend to. With those slightly lower wings, I could be wrong there. Just what I'm reading, given the interval gaps through the corners and down the straights. But DRS once again for Josh McGill. He comfortably stays in that DRS zone. But not close enough to make the move. Matthew gets in the DRS, but Chuckle is dropping back. So Chuckle struggling for pace a little bit. Just struggling to keep up. The top three is Prodigy and Royal Rumble. Prodigy ran the outside of the Alpine. Amazing stuff. And up to P7. The Haas goes great as Paul now makes a move, I think. Matthew XY3, fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. What a lap. Oh, is that Golden Wolf? Was that Golden Wolf? Who was that? It was Royal Rumble. I missed it. It was Royal Rumble. I jumped to the wrong Alpine. We just caught the beginning of that slide. He thought he'd hold it. What a great shot that was. But unfortunately, Randa dropped a few positions. And down he goes. Chuckle now just trying to get in that DRS zone. But it's so close. Cameron Poulter still absolutely pushing as hard as he can. Cannot shake Josh McGill at all. And away we go on lap 7 of 26. What a race this has been so far. Absolutely enthralling. And I dare not take my eyes off the screen. Wanted Noob is pretty close to the back of Golden Wolf. Now after Golden Wolf had that little... Oh no, it was Royal Rumble. No, I keep getting the wrong Alpine. Honestly, Marcus, sort it out. As Golden Wolf runs very wide. Is that going to allow the door to open for Wanted Noob? No, he does back out of it, but he will get DRS now, so that could be the sensible thing to do, in fairness. And down he goes, and this looks like it's going to be a move made pretty easily. Look at that. The straight line speed on the Red Bull flies past. Great stuff as Tiedemann also gets past the other Alpines. So both Alpines down a position each in one lap. Paul Jones gets past Danny into the chicane. Bit of an unusual place to make a move there, but fair play to the Ferrari. He's up a position into P8 and coming on strong. Now, by the looks of it, he's got a 4-second gap up to Prodigy, but I'm sure he's going to be looking at chasing that one down as quickly as he can. Matthew XY3 in the DRS of Josh McGill, who's in turn in the DRS of Cameron Poulter. Cameron really towing these guys along at this point. With Chuckle struggling to keep up and not able to keep in the DRS. AJ doing a fantastic job. He's going a bit under the radar here because he's a bit on his own, it has to be said, but driving a fantastic race on those hard compound tyres. Just keeping himself to himself, just driving a steady old race, and fair play to him. And that'll pay dividends later on in the Grand Prix, especially if he gets a well-timed safety car. Who knows? But yeah, doing a very good job there is AJ. But we're going to go to the top 3 once again. DRS wide open, nobody close enough to make any moves. Josh McGill 3/10 back, not close enough to make a lunge, and he's not daft enough to make a lunge from that far back. It will only end in disaster. As Wanted Noob gets past his teammate of Danny. Round he goes. Lee Craig also gets past the Pretender 2, and track making positions also on the hat of Cunningham firm. All going on right now. Lots of drama. The most intriguing battle, this battle for the top 3. Cheeseman and Golden Wolf are very, very close. Van Cheeseman to make a move now. A bit too far back there. Oh, I think he might have a move. Look at the inside of the Alpine, but does the Alpine have DRS up ahead? No, he does not. The Alpine doesn't have DRS. Oh, who's that in the background? That's the Pretender. What has happened there? I just saw an AlphaTauri go spearing off in the distance. He's back on track. He's kept it going. That's very lucky. But that could have been an awful lot worse. As we go back to the leaders, they go into the DRS zone. They're all a little bit closer to each other. Is anyone going to try and make a move? Is anyone going to try and make a lunge? Is anyone going to be close enough to do so? Lee Craig gets himself a time penalty. That's a shame for Lee. It's very unfortunate after a great qualifying as well. Around they go. Matthew XY3 looks the closest to making a move out of anyone. But it's not going to be close enough, as we see Golden Wolf and Tiedemann side by side. Tiedemann at the inside of Golden Wolf, and has he got that move made? The Alpine may come back at him on the brakes into the chicane. No, he doesn't. He's conceded the position, and the Ferrari goes through for 11th place. Great stuff from him. Yeah, AJ continues to hold a good gap. 4.8 seconds. It hasn't really gone out by much. Maybe a tenth or two. He's setting a very, very good pace there. Is the Alfa Romeo. And the Alfa Romeo is looking very quick here. Right, AJ on that alternate strategy. Only about 5 seconds off the lead. And Matthew XY3 potentially looking the stronger of the top 3 at the moment. But that could be an illusion given the fact he's behind both in the DRS. But he certainly was strong enough to catch them both up and set fastest lap on the way. So looks pretty good for him. But this gap between Josh and Cameron is very, very close indeed. Only 3/10. Oh my goodness, Cameron Poulter's got a little wiggle and he went wide, and that's given him a 3-second time penalty. It's also going to cost him a run down into the final corner. Is Josh McGill going to go round the outside? Does the Mercedes go? Amazing stuff. Is he hold it? Cameron Poulter decides to bail out and go into the pits. He's going for the undercut. But what a move from Josh McGill. Fantastic. He's still got Matthew XY3 in his slipstream, but it is all guns blazing now. We've got Chuckle in the pits as well. That has called the trigger. Prodigy in the pits also. Paul has sped into the pit lane and got himself a 5-second penalty. That is frustrating, I'm sure, for him. But in Cameron goes onto the hards. He was obviously struggling, but he's also got that penalty now. And that could be very, very costly indeed. Given where they all were, that would drop him down to 4th position. But what's his outlap going to be like? He's going to be out into clean air, which is, I'm sure, is going to make him very, very happy. That is what he needs. And what is that? That, I mean, pit lane. Nah, forget the pit lane. Forget the pit lane line. We won't listen to the rules. We will just cut straight across. That's whoa, and he's lost the back end a little bit coming out of there. Perhaps a bit of karma for cutting the pit lane exit, I guess. But really struggling on those hard compounder tyres, and I'm not surprised they're very cold when they come out of the blankets. The overcut could work quite well here. Josh McGill and Matthew really pushing. Josh McGill really turning on the afterburners. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of Matthew. He's really pushing. And look at Cameron weaving like crazy. He needs a bit of heat in those tyres. What's Josh McGill and Matthew going to do? Josh McGill goes up for another lap. Matthew decides to pit. He's coming in. AJ Baker naturally going to carry on. Bugatti is going to carry on as well. We're going to keep an eye out with these guys as well, because we want to see where they're coming out in relation. Cameron Poulter now coming down Hanger Straight, where wanted Newbin as well. There's Matthew. Josh McGill, yeah, well, there's Matthew. He's got on the new set of hards. Where is Cameron Poulter? He's coming around the final chicane now, but remember how long that pit lane is. Matthew coming to the end of the pit lane. He's trundling. That is painful for the Alfa Romeo. Up he comes out the pit lane. It's going to be very, very close. He's going to be side by side with the Williams, but he's going to be on cold tyres. Up the inside he goes, but he's going to struggle to be able to hold it. And I think Cameron's just about made that work for him. The Alfa Romeo will get DRS, but remember how cold Cameron's tyres were. And now Matthew is going to find exactly the same. Yes, he's weaving a bit to try and warm those tyres. But yeah, Cameron manages to hold on to that. Wanted Noob and Lee. Oh, Wanted Noob's round. He is round in Sector 1. And that is a shame for him. Lee Craig and Tiegemann going to go side by side. Tiegemann will have DRS up the inside of Lee Craig. He goes, or does he? Yeah, it's going to be a move made. And he hangs Lee out to dry on the exit. Lee not left any room and has to concede the position in the end. Josh McGill now into the pits. He's gone for 2 laps of an overcut. That's a good decision if he's got the pace. I think Josh McGill is going to come out ahead. But remember, those tyres are going to be very, very cold. Very cold indeed. As AJ now takes the lead on those hards. Through he goes. Where's Cameron? He's coming around. Cameron Poulter sets fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And that's a terrible camera angle. We're going to have to watch for Cameron Poulter. Yes, Josh McGill is in the lead, but those hards are going to be very, very cold. Now is the time that Cameron has to strike. He has to make a move if he wants to win this Grand Prix. He really does. And Josh McGill knows it. He will have the younger tyres, who will probably have stronger pace later on. But look at them, they're both burning their battery. Josh McGill stays ahead for the minute, but Cameron has so much more grip. He's going to try and make a move round the outside of the hairpin. Josh McGill will hold it on the inside. Who can get on the power earlier? Who will have the less wings? Down the old start-finish straight they go. I think the Mercedes is still ahead, but only just. This is very, very good racing from the pair of them. Josh McGill doing an excellent job to hold the Williams at bay, but we've got one more DRS zone to go again. There's also Golden Wolf has spun, but we're going to ignore that because we're going to face continue to concentrate on this lead. Look how much more grip Cameron has on those warm tyres. Josh McGill weaving to the inside. He is trying to get some temperature in those tyres. He's going to hold the inside line. He's going to be burning all his battery. Cameron Poulter has not quite got enough and runs in deep into the corner. And that could cost him. And that could be the decider between the two of them. Josh McGill holds on for another lap. Amazing stuff from the pair of them. Cameron now just outside of a second. He will call himself back in, no doubt. But yeah, now Josh McGill has the newer tyres, 2-lap newer tyres. Might not sound like much, but it could make a big difference come the end of this Grand Prix. What's great racing from all these guys. Amazing stuff. Brilliant to watch. But Matthew also unable to catch up to these guys as well. Just a little bit behind. Josh McGill now 20.7 seconds behind AJ. I think AJ is one to watch, especially if there's a safety car that comes out now. AJ Baker is absolutely laughing his head off. I kind of hope for AJ's, like he does. From a neutral's point of view, I think it would be brilliant to see AJ win. It really would. And there the game goes. As soon as I get 4 subscribers, amazing, amazing.